welcome to another episode of season 2 of Reley's Career Talks. I'm your host, Foley Asamoah.
Hi, and I'm Rebecca. Welcome back.
Yes, and we have a great guest too. I'm really excited to talk to her this episode. But I always say this: I can't do the guest any justice from my introduction. So I'll have her introduce herself to the audience.
So, hey guys, my name is Kisha. I am the owner of Fancy Boutique in Youngstown, Ohio at 5021 Market Street, Youngstown, Ohio, 44512. I am a women's boutique. I sell women's clothes, shoes, and accessories.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. So how did you get started, Kisha? Because,
Um,
everybody always thinks like,
no,
I don't know, they don't know how to even get started. So how did
yeah.
you get started? And
So
why
I
this
got
industry?
okay. So I
Wow.
got started was I didn't like start off like I ain't gonna say it was like a hustle or like a grind. It wasn't like a grind for me, but I just always loved fashion. So I actually stayed in Columbus, Ohio, and I
Okay.
actually got married. And my husband stayed in Youngstown. I'm from Youngstown, but I moved to Columbus. So I stayed in Columbus for years. So once I got married, I had to move back home. And I worked at a few places before here. So I just got tired of working like for other people. And I was just like, hey, I love fashion. I want to do my own thing. I want to open my own shop up. So I decided like, I want to do a women's boutique.
Mhm.
So I looked for a place. We talked about it, and he was like, "Well, just look for a place, and see where you want to be at." So I looked around, Youngstown, Ohio. I found the building, got in touch with the lady, really, really nice lady. And from there, I got the building, and then I started doing my research on like fashion and clothes, and I got it done. And then I'm here now. So I've been here for 7 years.
Oh
Awesome.
wow.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it wasn't an easy thing. Like I said, I didn't have like a hard grind at first when I first started. It was
Mhm.
kind of like because I was like maybe I don't know, I guess like maybe one of the boutiques that was first opened like in Youngstown.
Mhm.
So it was like,
Oh
this was
wow.
a new thing. Yeah, this was a
That's
new thing. So
exciting.
like everybody
Mhm.
came and it was easy at first. And
Yeah.
then,
Uh-huh.
later on it started getting harder. So like I didn't have anybody like to teach me, like to show me the way or say,
Mhm.
here's this, like a guide or a book. I just had to like figure it out, like just watching YouTube and watching like Instagram and following people. And so pretty much I did everything on my own. So like I said, now it's kind of a little bit more easier than it was when I first started. But it was a grind trying to find clothes and like I said, look for vendors and just having to know everything on my own. Like I was
Mhm.
self-taught.
Wow. Were you always interested in going to fashion before?
Yeah. So I love fashion. Like that's
Mhm.
my thing. Like I ain't gonna say I always dreamed of fashion because my first love was singing. Like I love like music and
Mhm.
stuff, music and
Mm-hmm.
dancing.
Okay.
But after
Oh,
that,
you're definitely Kiana's friend.
yeah. So I love music. Yeah, me and Keanu, we love music. So I love like music. That was my
Uh-huh.
first love. That's my first ever thing that I ever wanted to do was be a singer. Like I love Janet
Mhm.
Jackson, Whitney Houston. It was my big, people. But after that, then there was fashion. So I always like wanted to dress up and dress other people up and I just love fashion. I love clothes. I love everything about it.
That's really nice. So you've been in business for 7 years. And as you mentioned, you had some challenges along the way. So what
Yeah.
can we, how, if you were now to tell somebody what to do, what advice would you give them?
I would say do research. Do your research first.
Mhm.
I would say like stay in one lane. Like a lot of times, like since I've been open, I have got like different advice from different people saying like, oh, you should sell this, oh, you should do this. But for me, it was just like staying in one lane. Like
Mhm.
clothes and fashion is what I want to do. I don't want to do hair. I don't want to sell eyelashes. I don't want to sell makeup. I just want to stay in one lane. So for anybody that's getting a business, I would say like it's very hard. Like I make it look easy, but it's really hard.
Mhm.
Like I stay in my lane. Like I don't do nothing else but sell clothes. Like I don't try to be, outside doing
Mhm.
like selling no hair or doing something else. This is my only job. I have one lane and I stay in it, which is fashion. So to anybody who's trying to get a business, who wants to, do their own thing, whether if it's, fashion, whether if it's a store for whatever, I would say stay in one lane. You start that business off first. And once you get that business down pat, then you can venture off and do other things and go in other lanes. But for me as well, that works for me is just staying in my own lane, just doing my clothes, selling what I'm selling, and just staying in that one lane.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just curious too. When you started this business too, Did you, when you decided, hey, I'm gonna make my own fashion boutique, did you base your clothing on what you would like, or
Yeah,
did
I
you
did.
base it on like the trend of what's happening now?
Um, so yeah, ooh, that's because I did.
Mhm.
When I first opened up, I just was like, oh, I just want to get what I like. Cause
Mhm.
I was thinking like everybody don't like what I like, but
Yeah.
that wasn't the case. So
Mhm.
like I like a lot of like high fashion stuff. Like, so maybe my style might not be somebody else's style.
Mhm.
So when I first opened up, I was getting like all this like high fashion stuff, like dresses, like kind of like going out stuff, like like
Mhm.
fancy dresses, custom made pieces, and they were like really expensive. So where we live at now is kind of like in between, so you can't be too high and you can't be too low, and my
Mhm.
stuff was like, ugh, it was through the roof. So I had to like figure out who my audience was and who I was trying to service. So
Mhm.
once I figured that out, like like the younger girls and maybe the mid-age kids,
Mhm.
um so once I figure out who I was, serve who my customers were, then I had decided like maybe I shouldn't just sell what I like. Maybe I should ask the people, what they like, what I should get. So
Mhm.
then I start getting other people's opinions, like, hey, what do you think I should put in the store? Or what are you guys, wearing and stuff? And then I start looking on like, social media and figuring out what people was wearing, what's the style. You got to stay up with the latest trends. Like in
Mhm.
fashion, like one thing can be here today and it can be gone tomorrow. So it's
Mhm.
like you keep up on your fashion, you stay watching everything. So
Mhm.
it's crazy. But yeah, so now I kind of figured out like I have a like my customer base. I know like who's gonna wear what, who's not gonna wear this, what I gotta look for, because you waste a lot of money if you just
Mhm.
buy stuff that nobody's gonna wear. So you have to keep up with the fashion, you have to keep up with social media, who's wearing what, listen to your customers when they actually tell you like, hey, this is a new thing out now, maybe you should go research this, and then I do stuff like that. So
Okay.
yeah.
So my other question for you is, now that you also have been in business for a while, what are some of the things that you would, what kind of, okay, so let's say somebody wants to like wants to have you as their, or see you as their model, or like their mentor. What things do you look for in like your staff, your team, those type of things?
Yeah. So as of right now, I don't have a staff. I have one girl and my daughter. So
Mhm.
like I'm looking for somebody that's gonna like be a part of the team, like that wants
Mhm.
like that has the same drive as me. Like because I feel like nobody can work your business better than you can. So I
Mhm.
feel like for me being here every day, all day,
Mhm.
so I feel like for me to hire somebody or get somebody who wants to join my team, they have to have the same drive as I have. Like you
Mhm.
can't, come on and just, want to do it just for the money. You have to have the drive that I have to have. So I am looking for somebody who's like, you know, just like in a good place, happy, loving, positive, up going, up spirit, like just upbeat,
Upbeat, yeah.
just
Mhm.
friendly, friendly, willing to help, because you got people who come in and they'll work for you and they'll just sit at the desk the whole time. They won't even, help the customers. So
Yeah, I had one coworker that was like that.
yeah, and that can be discouraging, because like I said, people go off of like they go off
Yeah,
you. So like
energy.
Mhm.
sometimes, yeah, so like sometimes if I'm not here, I have customers that be like, well, I'll just wait till Kisha come back. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
I'm so like, hey, this gonna look right on you. I'm so like helpful in putting stuff together, because some people don't know like their mannequin dress. Like, so they dress off of what they see on a mannequin. So I have to be
Mhm.
like, hey, I can pick this
That
style out
might
for you.
not,
This is gonna
yeah.
look for yeah. So I have to actually
Mhm.
go around and say, I could put this together for you. You don't have to just dress off the mannequin. I can put a different style, for you, and this will look right for your body type. Vice
Mhm.
versa, if they're coming in and somebody's just sitting here and not willing to help them,
Mhm.
so I would say like I'm just looking for somebody who's willing to go to the extreme like I would for a customer, because at the end of the day, it's my business, my name is on it, so
Mhm.
they have to represent me.
Do you
Yeah.
have a social media presence? Do you have,
Yeah.
I know you have a boutique in Youngstown,
Mhm.
but can people order off of online from your
Yes.
boutique?
Yes.
Okay.
So I am on Instagram, which is
Mhm.
Fancy Boutique. At Instagram, it's just Fancy Boutique with the
Mhm.
E. And then I have a website, which is www.fancyboutique.com.
Okay,
And then on
nice.
Facebook, it's the same thing, fancy_boutique.
Okay,
Okay.
sounds good.
As just my curiosity, has any like celebrities came to Youngstown pass through your
Yeah,
store or even model for you?
yeah. So a few of them. So there used to be like a club here in Youngstown, and the celebrities would come to the clubs, and the club owners would call me and say, hey, we want to buy an outfit for one of the celebrities. Would you come out and bring them clothes? And me personally, I'd be like, yeah, I'll do it. So they'll buy the clothes. I'll come to wherever the celebrity is at, like maybe a hotel or something like that. And then the celebrity end up saying like, hey, we want to kick it with you. Like, could you take us to
Oh, wow.
yeah, because like I'm dressing them and all that. Because I'm kind of like a people person, so people kind of grab to me. And I also am like like a stylist, so I can put the clothes on you, make sure everything is looking real good, dress you up how you want to be dressed up, tell you what's a perfect fit for you, and what you should wear and what you don't want to wear, what you shouldn't wear, because my name is on that outfit. So when you put that outfit on, I want to make sure you representing fancy and not so yeah, I have a couple people. I have actually a girl that came up here and got a few things too. So I met a couple of celebrities and dressed a couple people up. So yeah, so it's been good.
Okay, that's good. So what's next now for your boutique? What is
what's
the next that you want to share? You don't have to drop all the secrets.
Yeah, so what's next for me is my biggest goal is now like I said, I've been here for 7 years. So I want to explore. I want to become a traveling stylist. I still want to have my store, but I want to be a traveling stylist. So my next project here is going to be, I'm going to have a men's boutique. So my next project is working on a man's boutique. It's going to be a little bit different from this, from a woman's one, but it's a man's, because all the guys keep saying like, oh, you got all the fancy stuff for the girls. Where the guy stuff at?
Yeah, because I need it desperately too. I need to stop.
I'm fully out. Please.
Yeah.
So my next venture is getting me a man's boutique. And God's willing, I will have one this year, 2022, the beginning of 2022.
Exciting.
Okay.
So, I wish you well on that.
I know, right? So I'm going for that. And with the fashion, with the traveling stylist, I really am. That's my passion. Like I really want to do like style people and travel all around the world. I love like traveling. That's my thing. So that's my next big thing that I really want to do. And I also cater, like I said, to plus size women. So I do have plus size clothes. I have this thing called a fancy experience where like you can come in and I can just style you, or I can look for like say if your birthday's coming up, you have an event coming up, I can also look for stuff and I can style you for. You can just say, hey Kisha, I'm looking for so and so and so, because you find this. So I also can find like clothes and stuff too for people. Like if you're looking for a dress and you say, hey Kisha, I'm looking for this dress, can you find it? And I'll find that for you. Like I said, you can come in for a fancy experience and we can look for your your sizes, what you need. If it's your birthday, your anniversary, I can help you with that stuff.
Oh, nice. So my other question, as you were saying, have you ever taken any, like, because like you said early on in your when you're beginning your business, in your boutique, you didn't have a lot of knowledge. So have you taken any courses on business or anything? I guess you just learned it just as you went along.
Had to, hands on. Like I
just
said,
takes instinct and passion,
and drive.
That's it. I would say, like over the years, I have met people along the way that'll see you, like, because some pieces I might have might be like, it's different, so they'll be like, hey, where you get so and so outfit at, or hey, I have a boutique, and so when I meet up with them people, or like maybe off of social media, they'll say, hey, I have a boutique too, I'm looking for this style. So then we'll get to talking and everything like that, and they'll say, well, hey, this is how I do my business, or this is what I sell. And so I'll learn little things from different people along the way with different boutiques. So but like far as like teaching me things and stuff like that, I pretty much just had to watch and like self-taught on my own, like watch other people do stuff and then be like, hey, well, I can put my own little mix in it if I do it like this, you know what I mean? So I really kind of like critique my own little stuff and just did it my own way. But as far as me taking like any classes or getting any help, nope. Any loans, nope. So everything is from my pocket.
That's really good.
So I didn't have any
commendable.
Loans. Yeah, I didn't have any loans until this year. But other than that, for all the many years I had kind of like, it was you know, everything I made in, I put back out. So everything I made, I put it back out in the clothes. So it
Wow.
was really like a grind. So I really had no help, no experience. It's just me on my own,
Oh,
me and
wow.
my daughter. Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
that's incredible. Like another question too, how
Uh-huh.
long did it what was the timeline from the idea of you thinking about, making your own boutique and then the grand opening? How long did that, what was that timeline?
All right. So I'm gonna say it may be like a year. So I
Oh,
started,
wow.
That's
yeah,
good.
maybe like a year. So I started, I used to be a probation officer at we have like a little, it's a halfway house in the CC. It's called
Mm-hmm.
CCA. So I was doing
Okay.
that and I was just like, oh, I can't do this no more. And I just want my own thing. I want to work for my own
Mm-hmm.
self. And so one day I was sitting at work and I was thinking like, I wonder if I open like, cause there's nowhere to shop around here. We got this little small town. We really don't have
Mm-hmm.
nothing here. There's no stores. So I was like, I wonder what I can do that's different from, like everybody else or something that we don't have here. And I was like, oh yeah, since I love fashion, I want to do a women's boutique. So I was like, I know it's probably going to take me a little bit of time for me to like save up some money and remodel the place that I want. So it took me like a year. So what I did was within that year, I researched, like some places where to get my clothes from. There were a girl, a young lady, I think she's like maybe in her 20s, and she was in Boardman, which is like a little area in our city. And
Mm-hmm.
she had a bridal gown place. And she was doing bridal gowns. She had a really, really nice shop. And I went in there one day just to look to see how her boutique was set up. And she was telling me, she said, I only been here for a couple months. I sell these bridal dresses, but I'm not doing really good because no one shops. I'm not getting any business. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, well, maybe it's because, you have to try to push yourself out there for when it's like prom or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, she was talking to me. So anyway, she gave me this book and she said, I have this book if you want to look at it, and you can probably see some other stuff you might like, and you might can find some vendors on here. So she gave me the book. I did some research. I found a couple different places to get some clothes from. So I did that. Like I said, I looked up some stuff on like the internet and did some research for like maybe about a year. So then after that year, I was looking for me a business, like a place where I can put my business at, which would fit me. So I needed something small. So when I went to go look, I ended up finding this place. The lady was really, really nice. This place had been like, no one was here for maybe like years, so it had been empty for a long time. So anyway, she was really nice, and she was just like, yeah, that'd be totally cool if you do a boutique there. I would love it to have you. And so that year I started remodeling and doing little stuff there, and then by the end of that year I was moving in.
Oh
Wow,
wow, that's actually
Yeah.
that's
inspiring.
incredible.
That's very inspiring.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
So my
go
first
ahead.
my first $10,000, I got my business. So my
Oh,
first ever
wow.
$10,000, that's what I put on my business. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
You see
good.
that, guys?
Yeah.
Anybody can do it,
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so how would our I guess audience get a hold of you to, buy your clothing,
Okay.
because we're out here in the DMV. So
Yeah.
how can our audience like go out and
Listen,
order?
I out the DMV. Some girl came in the other day and she was telling me, she's like, you would do so good in the DMV. She was like, I'm
Mhm.
telling you, there's so many Black colleges there.
Mhm.
I think
Yes.
your business, because she asked me, she said, what do you think about like moving to like having another boutique? And she said there, and I was like,
Mhm.
really? She was like, yeah, it's a Black college there. I'm pretty sure them kids will love your stuff.
Mhm.
So maybe I'll be coming there soon, do like a
You
pop-up shop or
Wow.
something
should. You should
somewhere.
actually
Yeah.
do a pop-up shop. That'd be
Yeah.
really nice.
I
Definitely.
know.
Definitely.
So for those who are looking for me or want to shop, I am located at 5021 Market Street, Youngstown, Ohio, 44512. I am on Facebook under Fancy, FANCEY _ BOUTIQUEE. I am also on Instagram as Fancy, FANCEY _ BOUTIQUEE. And that's it. So I only have Facebook and Instagram, and then my website, which is www.fancyboutique.com.
Okay.
And so either of those sites you can look me up as. And like I said, I also do private like little sessions with people for like their birthdays and holidays. And you can always send me pictures of stuff you look at or that you are looking for. I can always find it. If I can't find that, I'll find something similar to what you're looking for.
Sounds
And I do cater to
good.
plus size. So only the plus
Okay.
size.
That's
So I do
awesome.
cater to plus size.
Okay, perfect.
Uh-huh.
Keisha, thank you so much
Yes,
for being
thank
on
you
our
so
show
much.
too. This was a great show
Yeah.
too. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
thank you
really
guys for
happy.
having me.
Oh, no problem, no problem. But yeah, we will definitely tell our clients and our audience to go your way too, because you got some
Yeah.
great,
Fancy
yeah,
boutique, y'all.
yeah.
And hey, looking out for that man store because that's coming soon.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely
That
going
is gonna be
to.
exciting.
Yeah, because I need it. You know. I'm
You need
He
it?
does.
Oh
Please,
man, really,
Keisha.
Rebecca?
I definitely got you. I got
All
you.
right. Thank you so much for being
Thank
on our
You're
you.
show.
welcome. Yeah,
Take
thank you
care.
guys. You
No
Thank
too.
problem.
Thank
you.
you.
Take
All right.
Bye.
care.
Bye bye.
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 So, guys, you just listened to the owner of Fancy Boutique, Kisha. She gave us a lot of information
Yeah.
from being a self-starter, an entrepreneur, starting from scratch, didn't have any education in it, but now she's been successful 7 years and moving on to bigger and better. So I hope you guys enjoyed our episode today.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you can enjoy our previous episodes at our website at Rayleigh'sCareerServices.com
Mhm.
or Instagram, which is Rayleigh Career Services LLC, on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, especially YouTube as well too. And so we have more to come, and have a great day.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye.